Welcome back to Real Talk and Happy Black History Month. I'm Diamond Hamilton.
And I'm Kerrian Salmon. On today's show, we're going to be digging into the roots of Black History Month and providing natural hair care tips.
We're also going to be giving you tips on how to do Valentine's Day on a budget this year, whether you're in a relationship or whether you're single. So first, we would like to start off with some Black history trivia. Did you know that Black people were still enslaved when the Declaration of Independence was signed? Well, here is a clip of Morgan Freeman reciting what Frederick Douglass had to say about that.
Things in which you this day rejoice are not enjoyed in common. The rich inheritance of justice, liberty, prosperity, and independence bequeathed by your fathers is shared by you, not by me. The sunlight that brought life and healing to you has brought stripes and death to me. This 4th of July is yours, not mine.
We will also like to give tribute to our young Black successful people as well. Marley Diaz, who is 12 years old, is the founder of Thousand Black Girls Books campaign, and she's in the process of writing her own books as well. She plans to offer tips in her books on paying it forward, activism, volunteerism, equity, and inclusion.
Wow, this is amazing that such a young girl is like doing such things, you know. I was researching her and I found that the reason why she wanted to do this is because she found herself in school reading, like she likes to read a lot, and she found that the books she was reading, there wasn't a lot of representation for Black girls or for just girls in general. So, you know, she started picking out these books, and then that's when she came with this campaign, and I think that is amazing. You are amazing and we're rooting for you.
That's amazing. I also heard a story of a little girl. She started her own lemonade company that's been sold in Whole Foods and Trader Joe's. So for her at that age to already be a businesswoman, that's inspirational and kind of makes me feel like, oh my gosh, look at my age. Right? I haven't accomplished yet.
Like, you guys are motivating us, and
right?
I'm 22, so it's just like, we appreciate it. We do.
Well, speaking of girls, now we'll talk about some ideas for Valentine's Day.
We know that Valentine's Day can be expensive, so we're going to give you tips on how to do Valentine's Day on a budget. So here's my tips for relationships. So if you're in a relationship, whether you're the girl, you're the boy, and you want to do this idea, you basically would get a white sheet, and then you would place the white sheet over like the couch or over the bed to make it look like, you know, a cloth or a table. And then you would sprinkle like some rose petals around the bed, and then you can get fancy if you want to and make a heart out of it, spell like I love you or whatever you would like, and then get some white candles. Be careful to not set anything on fire, but get some cheap white candles from Dollar Tree, and you know, there you go. You get a dinner and maybe like get some pasta or something, and I think that's a perfect romantic dinner. Just simple.
And piggybacking off of your cheap, inexpensive date, you know, going out to eat can get pretty expensive. So a great alternative, an inexpensive alternative, and a more intimate alternative is to cook your spouse some food. Go to your local grocery store, get a packet of chicken. It costs no more than $5 for 6 pieces of meat, and an inexpensive bottle of wine, Moscato. I recommend. It's really, really good. And just cook your spouse some dinner. Can't cook? Go and do your research. Look up some recipes. Oh my god.
She means recipes. She means recipes.
Look up some recipes. Look up some recipes that will show you how to cook some food, and take the time out. You guys can write down stuff that you admire about your spouse and what you appreciate about them, and share it at dinner time. That can guarantee to spice up your relationship and make Valentine's Day extra special.
And I think it's more intimate than going out anyways, because you're with your partner. You actually took the time to think. Even if some people think it's corny or whatever, it's cheaper, and you're also face to face with your partner. You're not in like a restaurant with a bunch of people. It's more intimate, you know?
Exactly.
And I also have another tip that I have for you guys is to go, well, this is for a relationship still, to go on a scavenger hunt. So I think that is so cute to like think of like all the things that you and your partner have like, you know, been through in a relationship, and all the places you have been, maybe in the city that you live. And then basically to start, you would like make your partner breakfast in bed, and then like make them breakfast in bed and like basically like dip on them, and you would like just leave them a note with the breakfast in bed saying like where the first place is at for that scavenger hunt, and then at each place you would send them somewhere else. And I think that's cute.
Yeah, that is cute. Another game that you could play is Do I Know My Partner? And basically the game works like this. So you and your spouse can ask each other questions to test to see if you guys really know each other well. Then you both write down the answers and you show each other the answers. And if you guys get it right, most of the answers right, you guys know that you know each other. But it's also a game where you can learn a little bit more about your spouse that you didn't think that you know, that you thought you knew, but you didn't know. And it's a way for you guys to get to know each other more and kind of build your relationship to make it stronger.
I think that's cool. You know, spending that with another partner, well, another couple, I'm sorry. And then you know, refreshing your mind on like all the things that you don't really that you bypass about your partner. I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah. And also, we can't forget about our single people.
Yes, of course. So for single ladies, we of course have, you know, some tips for you guys, because you can't forget that you have to treat yourself. Sometimes we feel like someone else has to love us, and we expect others to love us more than we love ourselves. And Valentine's Day is about love. It just isn't about a relationship. And sometimes we get that misconception that it's just about relationships. But you can show yourself love, you know, on Valentine's too. And even with a friend, you can, you know, do something with a friend. And, you know, Groupon has really great deals for cheap stuff. You know, you go on Groupon and they'll have coupons for like spas and stuff like that. So grab your girl best friend or any friend and, you know, go on a little pamper date and get your nails done, go to the spa, go to the movies, or go to a restaurant, get a nice dress and do your makeup and, you know, treat yourself.
Like society has this notion that Valentine's Day has to be about you and a partner. But Valentine's Day is all about love. Like, you can show Valentine's Day to your parents, to your friend. It's all about appreciating the love that you have in your life. So don't just limit it to, okay, I'm not in a relationship, I can't celebrate Valentine's Day. Grab a friend, you know, go treat yourselves, you know, spend time with your parents, spend time with your loved ones.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. So what tips do you have for these lovely people for Valentine's Day?
Well, being single myself, honestly, I've never really even taken the time out to like celebrate Valentine's Day. Just another day for me. Honestly,
you going to this year?
I might. You know, I think I deserve it. I work hard, so you know, I need to appreciate myself. But you know, again, just really appreciate yourself. Spend that time. Take care of yourself. You come first. You know, at the end of the day, you're the only one that's going to be able to take care of yourself. So if you are a workaholic and, you know.
It's, speaking of that, I'm sorry. You know, how you just said, like, you have to take care of yourself. It makes me think about the fact that, you know, like, you set the standard for how someone else treats you. So if someone's trying to date you and they see that you taking yourself out on Valentine's Day and you pampering yourself, then they think, oh, well, I have to step it up if I want to be with this person. Because, you know, in a relationship, you have to add. Like, I don't think you're supposed to give someone happiness, but you're supposed to add. And, you know, I think that's like setting a really example of like how I want to be treated.
And speaking of that, I have a question for you, because I feel like a lot of people have different answers to it, but do you feel that the male in the relationship should contribute more? Like, do you feel like a woman should pamper her man or the other way around?
I feel like it should go both ways. I feel like you said, with society and like the notions they create around everything that we do, I feel like you should set, first of all, for a relationship, you should set the standard for your relationship. It's hard to like create your own boundaries and your own ways within your relationship because of the way society say, oh, this is how a relationship is supposed to go. This is how you're supposed to be. This is what you're supposed to do. So I feel like, you know, talk to your partner, ask them what they like and what they don't like, and don't live in that box of like, get out of that box. Don't live in a box, you know, of what society says a relationship is supposed to be. And I also feel like the reason why we also feel that way is because Valentine's Day, they have more like feminine colors and stuff like that, and men try to stay away from that. It takes away from their masculinity. So I feel like sometimes they back away from it and they're like, you know, this is more for females, and we do that too. And it's like, you know, it's okay to you know, pamper yourself. It's okay. Like, for instance, face masks, I don't think that's just something for like girls to do. You know, that's taking care of your skin and certain things like that. Everybody needs to be treated good. So I feel like both the lady and the male should be treating each other on Valentine's Day. You know, it has taken more towards a female thing, I feel like, but I feel like you can make it that way in your own relationship. And I also feel like it has become hard to figure out what you should do for a man on Valentine's Day, just because it has been focused more on like females and feminine things. But I feel like there's a way to, you know, go around that and do things for your male partner. You know, take him go-kart racing, take him to a basketball game, surprise him with his favorite like football team or basketball team. It's things you can do for a guy, and get your man to go, you know, get a pedicure or something like that. Yeah. He doesn't have to get his nails painted, but you know, it's about pampering yourself. They want to feel good too, and you know that I just feel like that notion of like oh, if
man
you
is
do
supposed
this,
to like
yeah,
solely treat a woman. I feel like a
yeah,
relationship is 50-50.
exactly.
I feel like a lot of females feel like a man is always supposed to provide, and I understand probably back then, like a long time ago, that's how it was, but I feel like we're entering a new generation now.
Yes, we the millennials.
Yeah, so I feel like that whole the wife's supposed to be domestic and the guy's supposed to go out and provide, that's completely out the door.
Exactly, and
But
if that has changed,
yeah.
just like you said, the wife supposed to be domestic. If that
Mhm.
has changed, where
Mhm.
females, we we work now, we do what we have to do for ourselves.
Mhm.
Then things change with time. Everything changed with time. So
Mhm.
why not change the fact that they need to be pampered too? I think
Mhm.
them not experiencing that, like,
Yeah.
that kind of sucks.
Money should not be the focus of a relationship. Like if
Mhm.
you're with someone and they're not financially stable, but they're still making the effort to treat you right and to do
Mhm.
little things, you should. That's about that.
Oh, you just made me think when you said that. There was this picture of this guy that went viral.
Mhm.
He was on a train station. I believe he was in New York City.
Oh,
And
I know
yes,
you're talking about.
yes.
He had the hot and ready pizza and some flowers. Like
Yes.
that's a true
And
man
that's
for him
what
to go
I'm
to
saying.
train
You
and
don't
do
have
that.
to have a lot of money. Like that was just the most, and it went viral because girls, we try to get this across that, like, some girls are materialistic, but a lot of us are like, that's not what it's about. It's about the effort, and like to see
Mhm.
that effort was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I want my man to do
Right?
that. Like, because it was just so nice for you to be on the train and to see somebody with like flowers and
Mhm.
pizza. It's like, oh, it isn't dead. Like
Yeah.
romantic things aren't dead, and that was just so cute to me.
And me being as greedy as I am, food can always win me over. Like we could be in an argument and you just throw out a plate of chicken. I'm like, ooh, what? Ooh, what are you arguing about?
Yeah, you ever see those memes where like when you're upset but they get you food?
Yeah,
so
I was like, okay, all right, maybe I'll forgive you.
Yeah, so we hope that you guys, enjoy our Valentine's Day gift. But tips, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say gifts. We hope you enjoy our Valentine's Day tips. And, since it's Valentine's Day, obviously, you girls, you want to look nice. So we want to give you some tips on how to fleek your hair and, some natural hair tips, girl. So to start, how to take care of your hair if you're like natural. Even if you're not natural, you're supposed to trim your hair every 6 to 8 weeks, because if you don't, like, your split ends, they start to build up, and then like as the months go by, the more they build up and the more they split up, the more you have to cut. So it's like people say they don't want to cut their hair, but you're just making it worse on yourself. So when you finally do get a cut, that's why hairstylists cut it up so far, because you waited too long. And if you trim it every 6 to 8 weeks, you don't have to like take a whole couple of inches off. You just trim the little like split ends, or go to somebody who can trim them for you. And I think like drinking water a lot, people ask, oh, what should I do for natural hair? Drinking water a lot, because your body needs water for everything in your body. You need water. So drinking a lot of water helps, and using a lot of like natural hair products. I like to use Shea Moisture. I love Shea Moisture, and I love Cantu. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Those are like my favorite hair products. And you could try. Do you know what an LOC method is?
Yes.
So
you explain it a little bit more.
Yeah, LOC method is liquid, oil, and cream. So when you're like having your wash day, and then you put the liquid on first, and then you put the oil on, then you put the cream on. And I find it that when I do that to my hair, it comes out really like more defined. It has more volume. It's like more fluffy, and it's really soft, and I just love it. So are you natural?
Yes, I am natural. I went natural at the end of 2013. I kind of got tired of the relaxers. I always relaxed my entire life, and I realized that it was not good for my hair because it was breaking it out. So I decided to go natural. I did wear a lot of protective styles, so weaves and braids to help to retain the natural hair. I didn't want to like maintain it so much and always messing with it, because that can cause your hair to fall out.
Right.
So I decided to go natural. It was honestly the best decision I've ever made.
Yes, it is.
When I used to chemically treat my hair, it used to be so thin and my ends were fragile. But now that I've switched over to being natural, my hair definitely has more volume. So it was a great decision that I've made. Speaking of trimming your hair, yes, ladies, please. I know you're like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to grow my hair. I don't want to cut it. But I made the mistake of not trimming my hair for like 2 years. And then I went to the hairdresser, and she's just like, oh my gosh, girl, split ends. And my hair was just like shoulder length, and she cut it, and it was just like, yeah, I'm like, no, all my hard work. But I realized that in order to have healthy hair, you want healthy long hair. You don't want long hair and it looks bad.
I went through that phase.
Trying to hold on to
I was in middle school, and I'm like, girl, I ain't cutting my hair, looking crazy, because I wouldn't cut it off, and it was looking a bit ridiculous. And the other thing about relaxers, one thing that I'm happy about is relaxers is on a decline. Keep them declining.
Yes.
We want them to, demolish. We don't want them to use them no more.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing about relaxers, you got to think those are chemicals that you're putting on your head. So it's like, yeah, you putting all this stuff in your body and it's going and you sitting out on your head for like what, 5? I don't remember because I haven't.
Yeah,
I've been natural since like 2009.
like 20, 30 minutes, and then those chemicals are seeping into your bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
Those can be cancer-causing agents, so it can affect your health in the long run.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's beautiful. I just want to say to every Black female out there, I think it's beautiful that we are going on a verge of really truly loving ourselves and really truly embracing who we are. And it's Black History Month, so of course we wanted to talk about that. And I just love the fact that our hair is just like, it defines who we are. Our hair, like, no matter what people say, we care so much about our hair. If my hair isn't looking right, I'm not feeling good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the fact that you can take care of your hair, the fact that you can grow your natural hair is just a beautiful thing to me. And just try all these natural styles that will help you, protective styles. Also, if you use a bonnet, like a silk bonnet or a satin case pillow for your hair at night, it won't break it off because our hair is more like coarse.
Yeah.
So we need to keep our moisture and stuff like that. So you need those type of pillows to like not break your hair off and stuff like that.
And I think social media has provided a platform for more African Americans to embrace their natural hair. I know back in my time, I'm not too old, but natural hair wasn't that popular. People always do the perms. People are scared to have their natural hair out. People are scared to wear their afros to work, fearing that their boss will tell them, like, what is on your head? Like, you need to straighten it out. So social media has provided a platform for many females to embrace their natural hair. We can, if you don't know how to take care of your natural hair, there's so much YouTube videos out there that can show you different styles and what to do. And our hair is just so diverse. This is what I love about it.
Yes, it is.
So,
I love it so much.
Don't ever be afraid of who you are. This is who you are. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about yourself and the way that you were born. Embrace yourself, love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, no one else will.
Yes. Preach, girl. Preach.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, I can't get enough of how much I love it. And it seems like people are more supportive of us now. Like, it's becoming more supportive. And, just the fact that children are doing it too, and they're embracing it and they feel okay with it. Because, a lot of people, when I was younger and I used relaxer, like I said, in like 2009, I stopped using relaxers. And it was like, people would say to me like, oh, I don't like your hair like that. I don't like it curly. You should straighten it. I don't like it like that. And it's like, now people be like, oh, how did you get your hair like that? How did you get it like that? What did you do? Give me tips, give me that. So it's like, before people weren't being as supportive, but now I feel like we're going towards like a movement. Like I said, things change with time. And I feel like that's just a beautiful thing that we're moving towards, progress with hair. So
next time on Real Talk.
Next week, we'll be talking more about Black History Month. We'll also be giving you reasons why women should support other women. And lastly, we have a little surprise for you because we don't want to tell you what else we're going to be talking about next week.
Thank you so much for tuning into Real Talk. Tweet us your thoughts at BSC_TV, #Real Talk. I'm Kerrian Salmon.
And I'm Diamond Hamilton. See you next time.